about podcasts. And guess what we do? We just, what everyone else is talking about, then we just give our opinion and we talk about it, and no one asked us or invited us.
But we're here for it.
Yeah, we invited ourselves.
Yeah.
And if you want to hear our opinions, which again, not many do, our friends and family have said, please, can you be quiet? And that's why we started this project.
Exactly. Oh, I love this.
What are y'all talking about?
There's really only one thing to be talking about yet again.
Yet again, we're on the second week of reunions for Vanderpump Rules, reunion number 2. I think that it was, again, excellent because I have been a little bit overdosed in Scandoval. So to have a touch of like the other stories really helped, I thought.
You thought it was excellent?
I did.
I didn't expect excellent to come out of your mouth, but I'm glad that you think that because I personally thought it was a big improvement from last week.
You thought it was better?
Yeah.
Tell me why.
Similar reasoning. I love that it wasn't just a constant herding of cats, specifically
except for James. Can we ask a real question?
Yeah.
What do you think he's leaving to do? Because I was going to say cocaine.
I would typically normally say that, but I don't think so. I actually think he was very honest that he gets anxious and then has to go pee.
I don't know, dude. You think he's an emotional peer?
100%.
My dogs do that sometimes.
See?
Okay.
But I love the fact that he can't just be like, I'm out. He has to still be yelling at Sandoval every single time.
Yeah, he has to be like, I'm on my way to pee. I'm about to piss myself, but fuck you, worm. Right on his way out.
The only thing I will say about this particular episode in general is this whole lead up about this huge bomb that was going to be dropped. I would have rather a big bomb been dropped this week, because it's already going to be a lot with Raquel. So you either bring Raquel on for this episode and then drop a bomb next, or you make this one so crazy that the next one is also going to be naturally
Which is
crazy.
why I think it's unrelated to Raquel and Sandoval.
Right. So
I think it's related to Lisa.
Oh.
Because if they're going to drop it in the last 5 minutes, then that means there's not like discussion around it. I think, this is my theory, I think Lisa is moving to Vegas.
Wow. I really did not expect that. I don't know. Well, she did close another one of her locations in Beverly Hills.
And there's also rumors, again, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just here out on social media doing the dirty work. There's rumors that she just sold Villa Rosa. How do you like me now? Rumors are she just sold Villa Rosa.
Wow.
Yep.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Because I think that part of the plan, again, they did not know Scandoval was going to happen. I think they were going to have kind of almost 2 crews, potentially a Vegas crew, where she was going to do.
Well, that would be very smart.
I agree, but now I think it's a different show if it's in Vegas.
No. Well, I think no, because I truly think that this show has just spiraled. They were kind of reaching for a hot minute here. This has given it a whole new revamping.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
But I do think that Vegas will be a great choice also.
What just happened with the Scandoval reset things. Like we're in a fresh era.
We are in a fresh era.
There was pre-Scandoval and post-Scandoval. BS and PS.
So now that we are speaking about fresh and new, I'd like your thoughts on Miss Allie joining the conversation yesterday and what your thoughts were. Dress. Let's talk about her dress first.
Cute. So cute.
Okay.
What? You didn't like it? Wild. Who's your favorite dress? Who's your favorite dress up on stage? My favorite is that Schwartz looks like he just went out last night in that getup and was like, oh, shoot, I have that reunion today. I think that he was like, oh, God, the reunion state, what's in the back of my car? And put that on.
He's unreal, that guy. I mean,
hilarious.
He is a man-child. There's just nothing else about him.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think about talking about Randall? Did you see the Randall scandal? Do you know about it?
Oh my God. This is literally my next question.
What do you think about it? I didn't know any of that stuff.
So I have not gone down that rabbit hole.
Do you want me to give you a brief synopsis? My impression was he was like an executive douchey boy back in the 90s, you know, when like things were popping off and there was extreme, everything was extreme and people were being bros and NSYNC was frosting their tips, you know, like that's when he was like popping off as a producer and making money and like young and new in Hollywood. And I guess the character Turtle from Entourage is based off of Randall Emmett. So just to give you a hint.
Okay, I kind of loved Turtle.
Okay, well, guess what? It's based off of Randall Emmett. Randall tried to start a reality TV show of his own starring him and his executive partner. And it was called like, oh my God, something extra douchey. Mogul. They're following him around and, you know, he's being like a douchey producer. Cancel! Call! Always be selling! Close the deal! Book the jet! And like cussing, where the fuck is my coffee? Get, you know, like that kind of douchey stuff. It was like real douchey. But this guy was dropping the N-word, not paying interns. What else was he doing that was pretty shady? Like, you know, sleeping with actresses that he was going to cast.
Well, that's what I thought it was.
There was rumors that he was being exploitative towards Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis was having a hard time cognitively, and he was maybe taking advantage of that a little bit. So there's just like a lot of gross stuff like that. Affairs, cheating, money handling. It was just a lot of that, but I just didn't know how long it was going on and how deep it ran. And by the way, like it makes sense that he didn't want anything to do with being on the show, not only for his affair, but for how he handles business.
But did you hear the fact that he was a huge fan of the show?
Oh, duh, he was. He literally saw Lala on the show and came in and was like, get over here, you. I saw you on TV.
So here's my thing.
Yeah.
Do you believe or do you not believe that Lala didn't know about Randall's whole inner workings?
Like as you are partners with somebody, you learn more and more about their business. Mm-hmm. There might not be a clear understanding. Again, like this guy is a hustler. So he's wheeling and dealing and probably talking business all the time. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense. But okay, I don't really know about this industry. So I'm sure that she knew, like she might not have had a great understanding of it.
Yeah, and I think she probably turned a blind eye a bit because she was his partner.
Well, but I also think when you're dealing with that much money, big, fast money, to us like normies who are just like, oh, if I work, I get a check. You know, we're not like, okay, sell this, buy this, trade this. We're going to move this money here. Like we're not those kind of people. So for just normal people who are like, when I go to work, I get a check. Yay. I think for us, when we hear those like big money, fast boys do business, we're like, man, this is wild. And it doesn't make any sense to me, but that's how you do business, I guess. You know, like I've known those kind of people where I'm like, okay, talk about stocks, talk about investments, talk about assets. And you're like, all right, I guess, I don't know. It can be easy to be a person that's just like, okay, I guess that's your job. I kind of have a good understanding, but not really know the odds and ends of that kind of money and those kind of business deals, because those kind of business deals in and of themselves are very confusing, even to the people involved. It's like, we got lawyers, we got to trade this. If we do this, you know, like even for them, it's a lot of hustling and moving shit around all the time. So I can see how for your partner, it would be very confusing.
I could see that as well.
Okay. I'm glad we agree on that.
I would like to fast forward to the lunch break.
Okay.
The infamous lunch break where Tom Sandoval goes into Raquel's trailer.
Oh my God.
Then they have this completely ridiculous conversation where they have zero emotion. Immediately following that, Tom has a massive freak out. Poor Diet Coke spills everywhere. That's party foul right there. And he goes manic. The man is unhinged.
Okay, can we talk about the Raquel of it all? We'll go back into the lunch break. But Raquel wanted to be on this show.
Yes, she was thirsty.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to be on this show.
Yes.
Because the way that she was talking about James and saying that she didn't love James or she didn't feel those things with James, to me was like, What? Oh, what? Why were you with him for so long? What were you doing? Getting engaged? What were you? How did this go on for so long?
She was there for the publicity.
I think she was definitely in the kind of, what do you call it? Illusion of it all. Like, oh my God, my boyfriend is on Vanderpump Rules and he's a DJ and I'm his like hot girlfriend. And when Sandoval was possibly an option, that looked like a nice lateral move to swap one Vanderpump cast member for the other. And this guy's nicer to me because he probably is.
Well, here's what I think. I always thought Raquel was maybe a little dumb, but now I just think she's a flat out psychopath who has like really little to no care about anyone else except for herself. And I think that it's very clear. Brittany was a fan favorite. She was the nice one. She was sweet. And I think that Raquel has come from pageants where she can put on a facade. And she's like, okay, well, Brittany is popular by everybody, even those that hate her significant other. And Raquel was fortunate enough to have James, who was bananas, and everybody didn't care for him, but she then always looked like the good girl. But I think that this whole time, she is like the most manipulative. The woman did not shed a single... She has smiled through this whole thing, not one single tear. Oh, well, maybe I should have written Sheena a handwritten letter. What?
Right, that was a little demented. To me, everything about her is like trauma. She was highly emotionally abused. That's why she has like no response to yelling. She like shuts off. Her brain goes off.
No, she just doesn't care.
I don't know if that's even
I do. I really think it. I think that she not once came on and had any empathy for anybody.
Her response to the Sheena letter thing was so bizarre. That was bizarre.
And what are you hoping for the reunion? Well, I'm preparing for the worst, but hoping for the best. There is no best. It's one thing to come in and say, you know what, I am hoping that they will just hear me out and that they will accept, whatever my apology could possibly be. But I am very well prepared that is not going to happen. No, she is crazy.
Okay, so going back to the lunch break.
I mean, Sandoval's entitlement is just out of control.
And also Sandoval not being able to maintain character.
Oh,
like breaking character.
Within 2 seconds.
Because he was like, okay, we'll have this fake ass conversation in the trailer and then I'll go out there and then we can have a real talk. And like Ariana said, and I'll coach her because I messed up a couple times out there. So I'll coach her.
Yep.
How are they not just 100% coming clean at this point? Just come clean at this point.
Exactly.
That's what's fucking them up, is that they're just not coming clean yet. Like, just shut up and come clean already.
I mean, the fact that they went in there and they're like, yeah, they're making us all look like we're like just like these insane liars. No, you're making yourself
like, and we're not. Yeah. This thing that Tom is doing, he's like so desperately clinging to his good guy image still. And it's like,
it's gone.
You're done, dude. You're busted. Yeah. Everyone hates you. Just like out with the truth. Just purge the truth. But he just like can't let go of it.
No.
And that's what's fucking both of them up. Because I think Raquel would just be honest at this point. Honestly, I think if
that's
Sandoval
because she doesn't actually care about anybody. She only cares about herself. And so she would have no problem.
Right. She would have no problem just purging the truth. But she is doing what Tom Sandoval said, and Tom Sandoval is still clinging to whatever image he used to be, which is bizarre. Like, just let it go, dude. You're done. You're cooked.
His image is actually, if you keep reviewing everything that he always did in the past, he does the same thing every single time.
How do you mean? What do you mean?
He deflects whenever anything is put in front about him.
Yeah. Well, did you hear him say that was the strategy? If someone starts saying something incorrect about you, just talk over them so they can't finish.
And it's what he's always done. And he is just, I mean, the thing, he's spiraling because he doesn't know how to be anything other than this guy, this peacemaker, this good guy, But the truth is that you're just scum.
What do you think about Sheena? It made me really sad. And I love Sheena. I love my little Sheena.
So
love her.
I don't. We all know that.
I know.
But we all, it's between you and I, since there's just the two of us listeners.
And since we can't find this podcast, when do we even search for it?
But this was one of probably the first times I've ever felt that she was really real. And it's been just too much on her. Raquel is sitting there watching these people who are having serious emotions and feeling something, and she feels zero, versus Sheena, who is like heartbroken at the fact that she has like lost someone who she thought was a very close friend in both Sandoval and in Raquel.
I'm so sad. I'm sad for Ariana, and I'm really also sad for Sheena because
I'm not sad for any of them. I think that they should be throwing a fucking party.
I mean, you're right. To get rid of Tom Sandoval, a dream.
What are the tears for?
I've told you this is a win-win situation. You get Sandoval out of here. Ariana's free. She doesn't have to go back and forth. She's the clear winner of the situation.
Ariana, well, I have feelings about this again.
Oh my God.
The milking this, all of that. I'm glad that at least she said it before.
Have you ever been burnt by a dude? Have you ever been done dirty? By the way, this reunion was filmed 2 weeks after she got done did dirty, bad, 9 years.
Okay.
And she's not milking it. You rage.
Oh my God.
I raged for like 6 months.
Here's my thing. I'm sorry. We talked about this last time. I feel it very strongly still. You're playing victim when you 100% knew he already did this to you before. This is how your relationship started. He's done this to you more than once within this current relationship. And you still let him, and you still let him get back into your bed. And now is the day that you decide to sit up on your horse. You know my feelings. This one does hit a little different because of the situation. But
listen.
No,
You have been blessed with good puss, okay? You have golden puss and you've never been cheated on. Ooh, wow. Okay, sorry none of us can relate, but some of us can relate to being cheated on.
I have not, but I have had a breakup that was an engagement.
Not the same. Okay, let me tell you what, okay? It's a sunk cost fallacy.
No.
It's a sunk cost fallacy. You put so much into it that you want to get what you put into it out of it.
No. If you are going into a relationship as a woman, actually as a human, woman or not, okay? If you're a man, you shouldn't stand for it either. And if you're a woman, you certainly shouldn't stand for it. And I can tell you this much. Any person who thinks that they're going to go back into a same relationship with someone who's cheated on them, you are wasting your time. It changes the dynamic of your relationship. Right. You are always going to question that person. You're never going to have full trust. And that's a huge pillar of a natural relationship.
Well, and I don't disagree. I think you're absolutely right that once cheating happens, it's a different relationship.
It's broken.
No matter what. You can never go back.
It is a broken road. And that's just it.
There's a split in the road, and it's, do we end it or is this a whole new relationship? And those are the only 2 options. And so the whole new relationship, even though you want to get back to the relationship you had prior, no matter what, it's different. It's different now. And it's different because maybe you guys have to over communicate. Maybe you guys can get through this. Maybe it's about trust and checking phones and going to therapy and whatever. But it is not the same after that point. It just isn't. So I think you're right that I think Ariana was under a delusion that we are in a new era of this relationship and want it to be like the old one.
Ariana's also not an idiot. She was making money, whether or not they went through a dry spell. If she was happy with that and it was working for her in other ways and they could both do their own thing, whatever that arrangement kind of truly was. But I don't love the fact that you're trying to capitalize on this. And now
I love it. Capitalize. Somebody hurt you? Capitalize.
No,
somebody fucked you over? Make money. Because what else is there? Just so you be brokenhearted and poor? No, make money.
Don't be brokenhearted.
Make money.
But don't be false.
I don't think she's being false.
She is. To me, she is.
You know what? I do agree with you that there are some moments that she's playing it a little too pure.
Yes. She mentioned the Miami girl towards the end of the finale, and I was glad that she at least finally did that. But it's in those moments that I just want to kind of like shake everybody and be like, look, Sandoval is most definitely not excused. And Raquel certainly is not excused. But like, don't be coming in and saying you don't get the right to look at this.
And I'm saying this I'm saying this because I hope you never ever go through it. But once you've been cheated on, you understand some of the are seemingly dumb decisions people have made in staying with a partner who's cheated. And that's all I can say about it, is that you think you are going to be away once this thing happens to you. You think, I'm going to do this. If I ever get cheated on, I'm out. Done. Boom. Gone. Fuck you, because you did this to me. I'm out. It's different. Once you get cheated on, you see yourself in all the people before that you had judgment on. And you're like, now I know why they stayed. Now I know why they tortured themselves knowing this information and continued with this person. And it is because, is there enough love that we can get through this? Enough love for me to try and get to a better place with this person?
I have not been cheated on, no. But I was with somebody who would break up with me when we were completely great out of nowhere, and I was blindsided. And I myself went back to this person 2 times.
Right. And then why did you do it? Why did you even do it the first time?
There was something with this specific person that my chapter wasn't closed. And so I can understand.
Literally exactly.
But I specifically said that if you're going to ever do this again to me, you may as well consider me dead.
But you did it another time after that.
There were moments that I wish I had stepped away from the relationship, but...
Right.
But
at the time, that chapter wasn't over. You didn't reach your end point with that relationship yet.
So I can understand what you're saying, except if he had cheated on me, I would have never ever gone back to that.
It is just a different thing, but it's the same thing. Somebody essentially saying, I don't really love you as much as you love me. I don't really take this relationship as seriously as you take it. I don't take care of this relationship as much as you take care of it, and saying, sorry, but I will from now on.
I would rather someone break up than someone make a very conscious decision to maliciously hurt me.
It's definitely a version of the same thing. It's a version of the same thing. So that's why I'm saying
I can understand the mindset to a certain degree, but at the same time, so I can empathize with that. But I can't completely, because it's
definitely a version of that.
Let me put it this way. Would you ever do it again? Would you ever let someone cheat on you again and go back into that relationship?
We all gas ourselves up that we're the strongest and we would never, and we have a line.
Makes.
I don't think that I would ever do it again. And I'm telling you this, I'm being honest. I have to be honest, because before it happened to me, I would have said I would never let that happen to me, or I would never go back. I said that before it happened to me. When it happened to me, I said, oh, I see why these people do it. They stay with a partner that cheats. So for me to say never, by the way, my emotion right now is I would never do it again. But I know that I've said never before, and that became untrue. So I would hope that I wouldn't, and that would be my intention. And now that I know better, I know that it would just fall apart. But I've said it before and I've been wrong. I've said it before and I've been wrong.
The answer is never.
I would hope I would never. And also, I'm trying to die alone. Okay, I'm not trying to be with anybody.
That's right. I'm trying to Grey Gardens it. I'm trying
to Grey Gardens it. I'm trying to be Ken's new wife. Once Lisa leaves Ken for Schwartz. Yeah. That is my goal.
More like Oliver.
Or Oliver. She does look at Oliver like she is hungry. For sure.
Sure does.
Lisa is looking at him a little too long, if you know what I mean.
If I look like Lisa at that age, I will be doing something right.
Me too. Lisa's fucking hot, dude.
She's a smoke show for sure.
I understand why the young men are going bonerific for her. Okay, but we didn't talk about Sheena, and I do want to talk about Sheena.
What would you like to talk about specifically?
I would like to talk about how fucked up it is that they threw a restraining order at her. I believe Raquel threw a restraining order at Sheena to try and get out of the reunion, and was going to say, sorry, I can't be near Sheena.
Oh.
The reunion, I can't go to the reunion because the Sheena thing. I think that Tom Sandoval also is a huge proponent of all of the bad decisions Raquel is making, because these are dumb Tom Sandoval decisions. Because Raquel would just cower and be quiet and not do anything. The fact that she's taking these weird actions is somebody else's influence,
No.
and they're dumb.
She's a
and they're Tom
weirdo.
Sandoval's influence. But going into the legal system, being anything litigious is scary, exhausting, costly. And I'm so sad that in order to get out of this reunion, to try and get out of this reunion, they did this to Sheena, and I'm mad about it.
This I think is partially her parents. I think she is very manipulative,
I think so
but
too.
at the same time, she had moments that if she wanted to do the right things, she could have, and she chose not to.
But these just don't feel like Raquel moves.
That's because you don't actually know who she is.
Well, you make a good point. I don't like that. What you just said, I didn't like because it was kind of true.
And so the truth is that I think that a lot of people are blaming everything on Tom Sandoval because he's a natural, sneaky, slimy person.
Yeah.
But she is the under radar slimiest of them all.
I see the future of Tom Sandoval, and it feels like he could easily be a cult leader. Easily. Yeah. And also Raquel could easily be in a cult.
Oh, for sure.
They both have those exact brains.
Yeah, absolutely.
So she is easily influenced and like dumb. And by the way, willing to do conniving stuff at the behest of her cult leader. And he is like manipulative and like he like love bombs, makes you feel special. The second you're hooked, he's like, oh, now I got to go do my own thing, baby, but you get it. Like he's very culty. And that's what makes this all the more sad for her.
Sad for her?
Let me explain.
We have to watch what we're saying about her. There's nothing sad about her.
Please. She is sad to me.
No.
But it's like there's something very like sad and tragic about her in that she doesn't pick up social cues. She doesn't know how to be a real person. She's like has some emotions and not others. Yeah, she might even be on the spectrum if we're being honest. What makes it so sad to me is that she just wants so badly to be this like star, this like beautiful girl, the number one, which is why she went with Tom, is because Tom love bombed her and made her feel so special and beautiful and smart. And she says so. And she wanted to be Miss California because she thought like, oh, being a beautiful girl. She wanted to be on Vanderpump Rules. And she wanted friends. These girls took her in no matter how weird she was or like inept or childlike or whatever. And they took her in when she said she didn't have any friends, any girlfriends.
Why do you think that is?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what makes me sad is that she is so unskilled at being a human that she didn't even realize what she had in her friendship.
I don't think she's unskilled at being a human. I don't think that she's a good person. I don't think she's a good person. So if you're not a good person...
Right. But it makes me sad that it feels like she wants to be a good person and is not capable.
I actually really don't think so.
You think it's 100% malice?
Yes. I think she is the epitome of like what you think of a pageant person to be. And she does not care who she hurts through it all.
The thing is like in my heart of hearts, I cannot get it out of me that she is a complete picture of a trauma response.
Oh my God.
Her voice, the way that she lives in fantasy, because it is delusional. Right. But that's what I'm saying is that this is a trauma response. It's somebody to live in fantasy. The way she disassociates, it is delusional for her to have not really won a single pageant and to call herself a pageant girl. For her to then, after she's on a reality show and the storylines and plot lines that she exposed to the world, she's like, I want to go for Miss California, is delusional. The fact that she's this upset about it is delusional. The fact that she thought Ariana would be cool with it and she could get away with this and it could be she lives in fantasy. She lives in a place that isn't here. And that's why some of me is very sad for her. Like this is a trauma response because the escapism, the fantasy, the not living in reality with humans, the not even really understanding their emotions, it does make me sad for her. I know what she did is malicious and evil, but to me, it's a response of something deeper and greater. To me, from my vision.
She truly has only ever cried because she was too old to be in pageants and couldn't win.
Right, because this was her little delusional
A person
dream.
who has an inability to feel about anything or anyone other than herself. And I just cannot. The victim doesn't work for me.
I don't think she's a victim, by the way.
But if you're saying she's a victim, potentially a victim of like, childhood like abuse or whatever it may be that created this monster, but she is a monster who has a very cute physique.
Okay, sure. But I think that those two
and
things...
I like the way that she walks. It's annoying.
Two things...
I like the way she walks.
Two things can be true. You can be a complete dick. You can be a complete jerk and still have a really traumatic past that got you there. And the traumatic past can be very sad and a very sad story that got put onto you. And the monster you are currently is your own fault. Two things can be true.
You can be a dick, sure.
Yeah, and I do think that she is presently a dick. I think you're right. I think she is presently a narcissist. I think she is presently delusional, and I think she is presently a monster and an asshole. But I also think that there is a very sad story that got us here. And I'm not trying to excuse her. I'm trying to say I think that those two things do exist at the same time.
Even the dickiest of dick people, you would have some sort of facial expression.
I just know. So, okay. Oh, do you want to know what's crazy?
Tell me.
I literally only put it together now. I grew up with a girl who was a pageant girl, and she had gone through a lot of abuse when she was growing up, and she still did pageants. That was like part of
her identity.
And also a form of escapism. When you look pretty, your life looks perfect. Everyone loves you because you're beautiful, and you're like the epitome of beautiful girl in the world in a patriarchy where beautiful girls are valued, or at least the illusion that they are valued. She had so much trauma. She would tell me these stories and then switch. It was like a protective reflex to put this on and like forget about who you really are and then be this person in front of everybody. It's a performative for sure, but it's like to protect the real self and the inner self. And by the way, she was doing it since she was a child. She's same thing, doing pageants. I remember watching her not have the same reaction that everyone else was having. And it's because, if we're being completely fair, with all love to Ariana, this isn't a big deal. Being cheated on, guess what? It's happened to all of us. With love, again, I'm not trying to diminish it. It is a big deal, and it's like a breakup. It's hard for you, but we've all been broken up with. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. She had real fucking trauma. She had trauma that I don't know that I would have made it out of. She had real trauma. So a cheating scandal is really actually low on the scale. Again, which is why we're all enjoying Scandoval, is because it really is not that big of a deal, but also an issue that we can all relate to because we've all experienced a version of it. Or at least we've had friends that have, or whatever. We've been involved in some sort of entanglement that looks like this. And again, I'm projecting this onto Raquel. My experience with this other person was that she had real trauma. So the reason why she's not crying is because this isn't really that bad.
I think the reason why she's not crying is because she thinks that she's got the guy.
Yeah. And I think part of it is that too. She won. This is what she wanted.
Except for the moment that she talked to Sandoval in the trailer and found out.
And he lied to her. That was fun. I liked that.
I like that too.
That was a fun time. I enjoyed that.
So again, I still stand by my decision that I don't think the trailer was fair for her to be able to be watching.
I agree.
Except I did like when that bomb did get dropped on her.
Yeah, you know what? When I saw what she said, hey, I really didn't like that you lied to me in a pretty big way. I was like, okay, maybe the trailer was a good idea. Maybe I do like it now.
Okay, all right, I would like to jump back to the Sheena thing because there was one thing that I actually really did like.
Because you know I love Sheena. You know I love Sheena. I'm a Sheena stan now.
But you also did make a comment, and I think that what you said the other week was very true. Ariana does not like her personal life to be on blast or to truly, fully be out there.
Yeah, she appreciates discretion.
Exactly. And she even mentioned how appreciative she was of the way in which Sheena came to her privately, off camera.
Part of being a good friend to Ariana is discretion. Yeah.
So I did think for those reasons, that was a good move by Sheena.
Do you know what I loved at the end? That Sheena Shea busted out that motherfucking EP, Good as Gold EP. And I was like, drop that shit. I will buy it. That should be on her website. I'm going to go look. I'm broke as hell, and I'm going to go fucking buy that shit. I don't have a record player, and I want to make sure I got me a good as gold EP, a crispy gold pressed
Gold one.
EP from Sheena Shea. Hell yeah, that better be real. That better be real merch. If it's not, I want that. I want a copy of Good as Gold on vinyl.
Oh my God, you're killing me.
Sheena, that better be real. I don't want that just for Andy. Give it to the people.
Let the people get what they want.
And then Raquel kind of coming out at the end. The swap, this choreographed swap of Sheena and Raquel. And then Raquel coming out.
Because I have stated before, I just love the fact that Schwartz was the one sitting between the two of them.
Taking Xannies.
Popping the Xans. It does now make sense as to why he wasn't supposed to be sitting in between the two of them.
I know. Did you see? Everyone's like, no, Schwartz, do not move. Andy and Lisa were like, okay, Schwartz, we're not in charge here. You go ahead and stay where you're at. I guess Ariana, Lala, and James Kennedy are in charge, and you stay where you're at.
I just thought that was quite a little power move right there.
That was a power move. Can I tell you what I really think?
Tell me.
So it was rumored before the reunion that was the seating chart, that it would be Sandoval, Schwartz, Raquel. I think the producers and Andy, or I don't know if it was just Andy on his own, or maybe there's confusion, but I think Andy tried to slip that in last minute.
What?
Putting Raquel next to Sandoval. Because right away, everyone jumped on it. They were like, no. Nah.
Or it got leaked that that's what the seating chart was, and they were all already on top of that. Like, there's no way that they're sitting next to one another.
That's what I'm saying, is that it felt like there was like an agreement with everyone. They don't sit next to each other. And maybe Ariana said they don't sit next to each other. And everyone in the cast supported that. As I remember, they released that seating chart early. And I don't know if that was like in the reunion.
Did the producers let you in on that?
Do you remember? It was a big deal. Do you remember? You don't remember, bitch? I remember that seating chart was released. And
oh my God. The fact that this is what the world has come down to is the fact that we remember when seating charts for reunions part 2.
Can I tell you what? Like I said, there is real bad shit on earth. This is like the level of bad that's entertaining. More bad
so true.
Would be no thank you. I can't watch. Less bad, boring. This is the nice level of bad that's peak entertainment.
I agree.
So it's perfect. Of course we're going to remember this because, like I said, what has happened to Ariana, though bad, though awful, because we've all been there. We've all had a bad breakup and a bad whatever relationship.
She's really starting to go live her best life right now.
Dude, I'm telling you, Raquel saved Ariana's life. Ariana was withering away.
That is like such a bold statement.
Ariana was withering away. She was disintegrating. She was disappearing before our very eyes.
Perhaps we can say more along the lines of she gained a lot of time back that she would have lost.
What's the difference? She was losing her life. She was withering away. What's the difference? Time is all we got. What do you mean get the last time? Yeah, that's just what are you going to buy time? No, time is it. Raquel saved Ariana's life, and I stand by that.
All right. I'd like to do a round of FMK.
Okay. By the way, the answer is K for everyone.
But I'm just going to give you these 3.
Okay.
James.
Okay.
Schwartz.
You act like I don't know what's coming.
And Peter.
Oh, shit. You're right. Why was my instinct to kill Peter? He's the nicest of them all. He's done nothing wrong. And I'm like, kill him. Poor Peter. Man.
I know.
What a cringe king. I mean, kill Peter. I think I'm fucking James and marrying Schwartz if those are my options. Are you in agreement? Tell me you're not. Actually, maybe I would marry James because he's a hard worker and then he wouldn't be home.
Oh, see, I'm like torn between killing James or killing Peter. I can't tell. But I mean, Schwartz will annoy me for the rest of my life. But
and that's just one slap. But you know what?
Peter's a really good worker too. Peter's a good worker. He's consistent.
He's not a worker like James is. James wants to make it to the top.
He does.
James has got dreams, baby. You know?
James is going to be like that, 6-year-old guy. DJing at like your
bat mitzvah. Congratulations, Tommy, it's your bat mitzvah.
All right, well, that was my little last moment there. What do you got?
All right, if I had one question for you, what do you think this issue is that's holding up contracts? What is your prediction?
My prediction truly is people having to tape with them. I really don't actually think it's anything more than that. I think that there is so much hatred and none of them want to support them. I can't even imagine because they all know what it's about at the end of the day.
Whatever it is, I'm confused by, and maybe it's manipulation on the producer's part to get more money from the network. They're blaming it on the cast why there's holdups with contracts. Let's see how big this thing can get so we can see how big our next paychecks can get. Maybe. Because I don't know. I don't know what it doesn't make. Nothing is kind of making sense to me. Nothing is really locking in as to why we can't move forward.
Well, because first of all, there's been a restraining order.
Against whom?
It was placed also. Sheena.
It's over. It's dropped.
Well, now.
Yeah, but they should already be in contracts now then. Because this was filmed months ago.
I think that none of them want to tape with them. None of them want to keep encouraging or watch this anymore. They want it to be about something completely different now.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not. I think that if they had their way...
All their podcasts, even Kristen's podcast is on the charts.
And why wouldn't it be that Kristen made a nice little cameo?
But what I'm saying is they don't want this to necessarily go away because they're monetizing and banking off of these two idiots.
You think that they think that?
The heat isn't on them. The heat isn't on any shit that they did.
No. So in their minds, let's get rid of these crappy people and let's focus on all of us. They don't recognize that.
No way, dude.
Way.
No way.
Way.
Literally no way.
They literally would not let Raquel sit next to Sandoval. They don't want to see them. You think you want your other person bankrolling due to your pain and breakup?
Are you kidding me?
She just wants to bankroll.
No. I don't care if my ex is collecting a paycheck.
Yes, you do.
If I'm collecting this fat fucking... Because Ariana's making fat money off of this.
And I can guarantee you she wants him making none.
No, dude. When you see enough zeros in your account, you're like, I don't care. I love those zeros in my account. Keep coming, zeros.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
I don't think that she wants to give him anything to continue on.
You're alien to me. You're alien. Your thought process is alien.
I think she wants to make his life absolutely miserable. And how do you do that? You take away his funds so he can't have another Rochella.
So you think that they're trying to shut off the hose for these two?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because if there isn't a show about it, good luck seeing if it actually lasts.
That's true. I think it's really hitting Raquel. If she doesn't know this, she should know it by now. She's one of the 3 that could really collect a paycheck next season. Trauma dump all your trauma, get it out there so you're more of a human, you're more sympathetic towards the audience.
Nope.
And collect a fucking fat check. Ask for a ton of money.
Nope.
Yes.
She's awful.
That's what I would do.
I'm sure it is, but I think that there's no way.
Listen, if you're going to live in capitalism, baby, you got to think like a capitalist, okay? You're not thinking like a capitalist. You're thinking like a decent human, and you got to get in there. And you got to start thinking like a CEO and a billionaire.
That's why I'm poor.
I am too, but now I'm on my capitalist brain.
No, if it were me, I would be like, all right, you want to go ahead and sleep around, do your thing? I'm going to destroy your entire life.
Can I tell you what they might be doing? So no matter what, it's about money. No matter what, it's about money. To me, this is all hinging somehow on either Lisa moving or it's somehow hinging on Raquel. And either the producers, because Raquel actually does have almost all of the power.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, Raquel has like the number 1 seat. Because who do you want to see next season? I want to see Raquel.
I don't.
I do. I want to see what she's going through, how she's navigating this, how she's navigating no friends, how she's navigating being a fucking villain in society. I want to see that.
No.
You don't want to see that?
No.
Because you know what? You're not being honest with yourself because guess what? It is fun to watch reality TV and hate these people. I hated Kristen. I hated James Kennedy and I hated Jax. And now I want to hate Raquel.
No, what I want to watch is I am a married woman with 2 children.
Get out of here.
I would like to watch some hot pieces of tail and these girls live their flippin' best effing lives. That's what I would like to start seeing.
They can be on at the same time. That is the B story. But Raquel is the A story to me.
I don't like to give people who are this crappy any type of life.
Wild.
In her mind, exactly what you've just said is probably another thing that's fueling her and is allowing her to be the psychopath that she is. She's going to get to like make money and live, and eventually everyone's going to forgive me.
So you're going for total destruction.
Mass.
You want her life to be over. You want it to just be smoke.
Destroyed. You are going to be working at McDonald's, not Sir, moving forward.
I don't want that. Can I tell you what? I want Raquel to have a nice life.
Nope.
Because guess why?
I don't.
She saved this whole fucking show. She saved this whole fucking season. She saved this whole fucking cast. You think they're cashing these checks for any other reason than Raquel hooking up with Sandoval? Nope. That is why they're all cashing these checks. That's why people bought $200,000 worth of merch, is because Raquel did Ariana dirty. Raquel did this. Raquel is the villain for the benefit of you all. She's Thanos as far as I'm concerned. She's doing good, and pay her. Give this bitch money.
Well, you and I could not be further on the spectrum. I want her and Sandoval to suffer. I want his band to be knocking at his door because their checks are bouncing.
And by the way, just for my entertainment, I've been having so much fun the past couple of months. Since March, since this shit broke, I've been having a great time. It is fucking June. It's June. And I've been having a fun time. And guess what? I've been to Disney, and my thrills haven't lasted this long. This is fun. Give her money. Give Raquel money.
Well, I already know I'm going to get you one of those light up machines that Raquel has for Christmas.
Honestly, I think they're dope. Send me one. Merry Christmas to me.
OMG. So for all the sponsors out there who are listening.
Oh my God. Well, Jackie, what a treat. Thanks for letting me vent.
My pleasure. Thanks for listening.
And if Raquel, if you're listening, get that money, bitch. Get them zeros.
Raquel, if you're listening, I hope that you get put into a straitjacket, into a padded room. You are crazy.
We really have opposite perspectives on this.
If she gets taken away from this show, I guarantee you it won't be the last that we hear about Raquel, and it will not be good. Just putting that one out there.
Can I tell you what? If she gets taken away from this show, we don't have a show. Truth.
There's other things.
Snooze.
Raquel, you're not on my radar that much. Bye.
I love you, Raquel. Bye. Okay, guys, we'll see you next week. What are y'all talking about? Well, we'll probably be talking about Vanderpump one last time. Bye, Jack.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye.